So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you this woman. I only had a moment with her, but listen, she just seems so creative and ingenuitive that I can't wait to hear what Alexa is going to say. She's the founder and CEO of the Women Empower X, a nationally renowned professional speaker. Inspired by her own entrepreneurial pursuits, Alexa founded WEX with the mission to create a diverse and inclusive community of women entrepreneurs focused on collaboration over competition. Since 2016, WEX has impacted over 20,000 women at their global events. And through their online membership community, the WEX Inner Circle, Alexa's mission with WEX is simple: help more women build profitable and impactful businesses they love. Without further ado, let's bring on Alexa Carlin. Thank you so very much.
As women, we need to stand in our truth, stand up for what we believe in, stand in who we are.
Alexa Carlin is a leader on women's empowerment, connecting thousands of diverse women from around the world through her events, programs, and speaking engagements. Featured on Cheddar TV, the Oprah Winfrey Network, Fox, NBC, and named one of the most influential women in Florida, Alexa is a master at helping women break down the walls to connect more vulnerably and authentically while empowering them to take one action step a day to achieve their goals. From a 1% chance to live to now on a mission to make a difference in one person's life a day, Alexa's creating ripple effects of change for women everywhere.
Get out there, invest in your growth, invest in yourself. Share, again, not just what you do, but who you are. It changes everything. You are never alone. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with all of you. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, you can see me. I just like to make sure all the tech is working before I move forward with my talk. All right, I hear. Good. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that reassurance. My name is Alexa Carlin. I am the founder and CEO of the Women Empower X, and I'm coming to you live from Raleigh, North Carolina. Before I begin this talk, I would like to preface that throughout the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be speaking many different languages. But don't worry, you'll be able to understand me the entire time. Because you see, throughout our journey, we all speak many different languages. The language of self-doubt, of fear, of confidence. And it is our circumstances, our experiences that change the way we speak to the world, the way that we show up. And when things happen outside of our control, like everything that's happened this past year, we can either choose to let our obstacles push us backwards or fuel us forward. And so every single day, you should be asking yourself, how am I showing up? How am I showing up? How am I speaking to the world? Making sure that you guys can see me okay. All right, cool, because I'm seeing that some people are having a hard time. And so, okay, awesome. Okay, good. Gotta roll with the punches, right? This speech is all about turning obstacles into opportunities. And let me tell you, speaking has for sure been an obstacle, but it's an opportunity to reach more people. And in the beginning, I was speaking the language of fear. And sometimes I'm a little still scared because I'm not only speaking, but I'm like producing now and handling all this tech. But I notice that and I redirect how I'm showing up, because The language we're speaking affects everything. Think about when you start your day off and you wake up late, then you spill coffee, then your car doesn't start. How are your actions that day? How is the rest of your day? Like most of the time, you take that energy and it continues throughout the whole day. And you're like, well, I just had a pretty horrible day. But you can instantly change that. One moment doesn't mean it needs to, one bad moment doesn't mean it needs to be a full bad day. And that is all about recognizing how you're showing up in the world every single day. Now, this past year, I was hit with so many obstacles, just like everyone else. And talking about business today, really, my WEX before the pandemic was an in-person events company where we hosted events that attract 3,000 people at convention centers across the country. And now I'm like, what am I going to do? What do I need to do to keep this business alive, to keep empowering women? And the thing is, that is really the wrong question, because instead of focusing on what you have to do, think about who you have to be. Who do you have to be to achieve what you want? That's what this speech is all about. That's what this event is all about. We're going all in on who you are, because who you are is what is going to help you achieve any type of success. The strategy, the plan, yes, it's important, but it is not the plan that's going to lead you to success. It's the person executing that plan. And so we really need to focus on you in order to turn any obstacle into an opportunity, because the obstacles come. The obstacles come usually one after the other after the other. And if you can build the skills within yourself, it doesn't matter what you get hit with, because you will always have the tools to rise above. And that's what I really want to focus on. And in the last 13 years since I started this entrepreneurial journey, my first business was when I was 17 years old. I discovered 4 key steps to help you turn obstacles into opportunities. So please feel free to take any notes, because I want you to be immersed into the present moment and then have the notes that you can look back at afterwards. So the first step is all about mindset. It is all about your mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. Think about a tree. The roots are your mindset. And if that tree gets knocked down, if your roots aren't planted, you won't be able to regrow. And so that is what we really need to focus on. And I have always been a believer in like the law of attraction and think positive things will happen. But I was really tested with that truth when I was just 21 years old. I was growing my second venture in college, and I had everything in front of me. I had my dream job working at InStyle magazine in New York City right after graduation. I was in a relationship, living with my best friends, and it felt like my life was quote unquote perfect. But of course, things happen that we can never expect. And I was planning the celebration for this milestone that we hit in my blog. And I was just a few months away from graduating college. And I invited my mom to come up and celebrate with us. And she's like, nah, you don't need me. It's like all your friends. And it was about a 4-hour drive where I went to college. And I was like, no, definitely. Like, I want you to be here. You're a big supporter. And so she drove up. And the week leading up to this event, I was having flu-like symptoms. I had a high fever, the shakes, and everyone's like, oh, it's just the flu. I even went into a walk-in clinic. They gave me fluids, some antibiotics, and were like, set me on my way and go, have fun at your party. And that night before guests were about to arrive, my roommates, my mom were getting ready for the party. I was in my bedroom in my apartment trying to get ready. And I remember having a hard time being able to breathe. And my mom walked into my room. She looks down at me sitting on the bed, and she sees my heart beating rapidly out of my neck. She said, Alexa, we're canceling the party. I'm taking you to the emergency room. We got to the emergency room. Within moments, they brought me in the back because my blood pressure was dropping rapidly. I remember I was starting to have like so much severe pain, but they couldn't give me anything for the pain because my blood pressure was so low. And there was at first like 1 or 2 doctors monitoring me, then 5 doctors. And then one moment I looked around and there were 20 doctors surrounding me. My body was going into septic shock. And I had a bacteria got into my bloodstream and started killing all of my organs rapidly. They took my mom, the doctors took my mom into another room from me, and they said, call your family. She has 24 hours to live. I was induced into a medical coma, given a 1% chance to live. A 1% chance to live. During this time, I was in a coma for 6 days in the ICU for a total of 10. And I remember during this time, I didn't know what was going on. But when I woke up out of the coma, I was still very much in what they call the danger zone. And I had a mask on my face, a tube down my throat, and I was hooked up to 9 different bags of antibiotics. So I couldn't move, breathe, or speak on my own. I couldn't even have a glass of water. But I still had my mind intact. And I remember picturing my mind to be this pure, healthy pink, and the rest of my body was black and rotting away. Now, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that I had sepsis, but intuitively, this was all that I had control over. And I pictured my mind to be this pure, healthy pink, and I would push down this pink healing color to the rest of my body to try and heal it with every ounce of energy I had left until I got out of the danger zone. I was still in so much pain in the ICU. And I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to go on the next day, let alone the next hour, because of this physical pain. So I had to redirect my thoughts towards something that I felt was positive, that was attainable. And I remember visualizing myself running on my high school track. Now, I don't know why, because I never ran track in high school, but here I am running on my high school track. And I wanted so badly a glass of water, but I couldn't have it. So I kept on saying, water at the end of the race, water at the end of the race. And I pictured my friends and family at the end of the race, holding this big bucket of ice cold water ready to pour down into my mouth. And I held that vision until it became true, until I got that glass of water. Now, why I'm sharing this is because this experience taught me one of the most impactful lessons that I've ever learned throughout my life. And that is that you have to focus on the things that you do have control over. You have to focus on the things that you do have control over. Look, we don't have control over a lot of things, and we give them our energy. Like, think about this past year. We don't have control over when we'll get the vaccine. We don't have control over what regulations are being made. We don't have control over this pandemic. We don't have control over so many things, yet we spend so much energy focusing on it. When you do that, you not only are wasting away your energy, but you're taking away from the things that you can, control, the things that you can move the needle forward. Your actions, your focus, your mindset. And that is so powerful. Look, we're all human. It's going to happen. But anytime you see yourself thinking about things that you don't have control over, catch yourself in the act and redirect your thoughts towards something else, because it is literally it will change your entire life. Now, this took me a very long time to learn, because actually after I was discharged from the hospital, graduated college on time, 6 months later, I was now living in New York City. I ended up getting sick again. See, all the antibiotics that were pumping in my body for such a long period of time, it destroyed my whole gut system. And I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. This has been the most debilitating, hardest challenge, hardest obstacle I've ever had to live through. And I will not say I overcame it, because I can't. I can't overcome this. This is a chronic illness that I live with every single day. And that's why I just got so sick and tired of people saying, let's overcome obstacles. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to be able to overcome this. And the truth of it is that we're always hit with obstacles, and who wants to spend their entire life just trying to overcome things and waiting and waiting? I waited for so long to get my old life back, to get my old normal back. But 6 months goes by, a year goes by, 2 years goes by, and I realized, like, yeah, this autoimmune disease, it's not going anywhere. This is part of me, but it does not have to define what I can or cannot do. You see, you must not wait for your life to change. You must change your own life. There is no reason that you should be waiting for all of this to pass to live your life today. Yes, it looks different. Yes, it's more difficult. But that just means you have to get more creative. You have to find more support. There is so many opportunities out there. Too many people are seeing life just as it is. I'm challenging you today to see things not as they are, but rather as they can be. Rather as they can be. Again, you must not wait for your life to change. You must change your own life. Once I really started to embrace this, I said, you know what? Okay, why did this happen for me? Right? I kept on asking for so long, why this happened to me and to me. And I'm sure you've asked that before, but changing that one word in one sentence, instead of why did this happen to me? Why did this happen for me? For a reason. And so I went on this journey of curiosity, and I started to find the passion to share my story vulnerably and authentically with people. And that brings me to the second step to turn obstacles into opportunities, which is discovering and chasing after your purpose. Your purpose. You know, there's a million ways to get to where you want to be. Don't ever give up on the first. And I think right now, especially this past year, we felt so discouraged because we're going after this dream and this goal, and it's not working out. And you maybe spent years doing it, but then you have to pivot. And that pivot sometimes feels like a failure. I know I felt like that. I'm like, I just spent 5 years finally getting my event to that next level. And now what? But if you think about why you started what you're doing, why you started your business or your career. For me, it was to empower diverse women, connect diverse women to collaborate versus compete. It was never to start an event. Event was the path. But again, there's a million different ways to get to where you want to be. Be committed to your purpose. So committed to your why that it does not matter if one path doesn't work out, because there's a million other ways that you can discover it. So when I started to want to be a public speaker, I started pitching myself to all these different local small events, like literally very small, like 10 women gather around for a luncheon. And I asked to speak for free at this time. And I received 60 no's or just no response. And I felt so discouraged. And I was like, well, if no one's giving me the opportunity to publicly speak, I guess I can't be a public speaker. But after months, letting months go by and feeling that discouragement, feeling like I couldn't do it, I still had that burning passion inside of me. And I believe that if you have a dream, a goal that keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning, it is there for a reason. Do not ignore it. So I thought, why am I putting my dreams in the hands of some stranger? Don't ever put your dreams in the hands of a stranger. So when no one gave me the opportunity to speak at their event, I was like, I'm going to create my own event, turning an obstacle into an opportunity, creating my own stage when no one would let me speak on their stage. And so I started my first event. I got a co-working space to donate the room to for me. And I reached out to a few friends of mine that had a small following, and 5 people showed up. 5. And I was like, yes, I get to inspire 5 people today, because it's always been my mission to make a difference in at least one person's life every single day. I believe in you, in the power of the individual to create ripple effects of change. But you have to get started. You have to be so committed again to that purpose. So my first event had 5 people. My next event had like 15 people, and you could be super resourceful. I didn't have the money to start this out. I found people to donate space. I found people that would speak for free. And that's what we have to do, especially when you're hit with all these obstacles. My next event had maybe 30 people, and soon enough, people in my audience started asking me to speak on their stage. And it kept on growing until I started the Woman in Power X, because the other events were under my blog at the time. And I saw a need for an event, a platform, a community that brought together diverse women, different ages, backgrounds, and industries to connect and collaborate. And that's when the idea for Woman in Power X was born. And our first event attracted over 1,000 people. And before the pandemic, we were attracting 2,500 to 3,000 people per event, and now digitally through our events. And I would have never gotten to this point if I let that obstacle stop me, if I let other people that said no stop me. So never, ever let someone else stop you from chasing after what you know you want. That is the power. And it's so important to understand that, yes, the mindset is number one. The purpose, be committed to your purpose in order to turn the obstacles into opportunities, because that's going to motivate you when the going gets tough. And the third thing is community. Community. So today we're talking about, right, how to navigate difficult times together, how to really, find that community of support. So I felt so alone on my journey, so alone when I was struggling so much, some of the darkest days. And I realized like it was because I wasn't sharing. People talk, this is something I'm very passionate about, but people talk about how lonely they feel all the time. Yet they're not sharing vulnerably what they're actually going through. Like, of course you're going to feel lonely because you're not letting people really in. You have to find the courage to be vulnerable. I believe that when you share your vulnerabilities with the world, you take back your power. I truly believe that. And so if you really want to connect and build that authentic community that fuels you, because I truly believe that that community fuels empowerment. When you feel supported, you can take those bigger actions, those bigger risks. That is what is so needed. And right now, it is actually very easy to find your community and connect with them vulnerably because we all been going through the same obstacle. It's hit us differently. But by you sharing it with others, you now give another person permission to share it as well. And that is the power of being a leader, an innovator, a change maker. And so, we're all talking about how to stand out online, how to differentiate our business, how to differentiate, our products and services. But it is your authenticity that is your point of differentiation. It is you that is going to help you rise above the noise. When you add who you are in what you do, everything changes. That because nobody is you. Nobody has your power. And so I really want you to add who you are in what you do, because it will change the game. The fourth step along this journey of how to turn obstacles into opportunities is action. You have to take action in order to see any type of results. Okay. And I know that could be challenging, and I know that could be hard and fearful, but we all have fears. Just some people feed them more than others. We all have fears. Just some people feed them more than others. Fear is inevitable, but listening to that fear is a choice. So when you are speaking that language of fear, like I spoke on in the beginning, those actions are going to be different than if you're speaking the language of confidence. Notice that it literally is up to you. It's your decision. No one's stopping you. You have that choice to feed your fears and feed your obstacles, or find the good, find the opportunity through the obstacle. And the thing is, you're never going to feel 100% ready. You're never going to feel 100% ready. I've never felt 100% ready for anything I've ever pursued. But that means you should do it anyway, right now, right? If you never feel 100% ready, you might as well do it right now. A few years ago, I was able to go on this business trip where they gave me an opportunity to have some snowboarding lessons. And it was my first time snowboarding. And I had an instructor, and he, I'm about to wipe out right here. He told me that snowboarding is harder to learn, but easier to master compared to skiing. And I thought about that and I was like, success is exactly the same way. It is always harder in the beginning. But as you do it over and over and over and over, you will start to master it. So don't let the obstacles, especially in the beginning days, and I'm not saying the beginning of your journey. You could have been an entrepreneur in a career for 40, 50 years. But when you start a new project, it's the beginning. And so don't ever let that stop you. Don't underestimate the momentum that you build by keep going. Results are harder to achieve in the beginning for a reason. Momentum, the only thing that kills momentum is inaction. So just keep on going, even through the hard times. Keep on going. And, so we're talking about turning obstacles into opportunities. And the four steps: mindset, purpose, community, action. Develop that positive mindset. Be committed to your purpose. Surround yourself with a community who supports you, and take massive amounts of action to do what you love. So many people are feeding their obstacles and starving their opportunities. I'm asking you to do the opposite. We feed our obstacles and starve our opportunities. Really think about that. It is just a choice, just a decision. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. If you never give up, if you have that support, if you keep on pushing through. And remember, don't let your life be just a journey of trying to overcome everything. For a long time, I was looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, looking for that hope that everyone told me to search for and to hold on to. But for so many years, I couldn't find the hope, because I was like, I have to live with this autoimmune disease and this obstacle forever. Where's the hope? And I exchanged hope with curiosity. And I became so curious to what may happen if I don't give up. If I take one more action step, I wake up one more day, if I do one more speech, one more phone call. And that curiosity eventually led me to finding the hope and realizing that the light was never at the end of the tunnel. It was within me all along. And so I'm challenging you today to discover that possibility of one. I would love for you to write down this: one connection, one idea, one action step. One connection. Write down one person's name that you want to connect with today. It could be someone you know. It could be someone that you've never met before. One person you're going to reach out to. One idea. Write down one idea that you've been thinking about. It's in your mind, but you haven't taken action yet. Just write it down to brainstorm on it. Write down everything about that. And one action step. One action step that you're going to take today to get you closer to your goals and dreams. It only takes one connection, one idea, one action step to possibly change and transform your life forever. Now, I want to leave you with two last things. So many people asked me along my journey, weren't I afraid? And I was like, yeah, of course I was afraid. But I fear regret more than I fear failure. I fear regret more than I fear failure. If you've ever tried to go to sleep at night with that awful feeling of regret, it is much harder to fall asleep than if you tried and didn't succeed. Don't let another day go by that you have that feeling of regret. Fear regret more than you fear failure. And the last thing is to really stand up for what you believe in, speak up for what you believe in, share your story, share your vulnerability, navigate this difficult time together, because we are stronger together. We are stronger when we all support one another. And right now, the world is starving for authentic leaders. It is starving for people to really step into their truth and empower others to do the same. I am so excited for your growth. I'm honored to be here today. My name is Alexa Carlin, and what I always like to say at the end, that this is just the beginning. Thank you so much.
Alexa, that was so powerful. Thank you so much. You are absolutely fine, fierce, and fabulous, girl. I've been telling everybody that, so believe it, okay? Believe it. Are there any questions for Alexa at this moment? And listen, Alexa, it's so funny. I don't know if you can hear in my background, right? I'm talking to you and Alexa coming on. So listen, she's a little jealous right now because I know she's feeling some kind of way, but Alexa, the prime Alexa, is in the house today. So folks, if you all could give a great big hand clap for Alexa in our chat, we really appreciate it. And listen, if you were listening intently, there's some nuggets that Alexa threw out there. So, from her story, your journey, thank you so very much for sharing that, Alexa.
Thank you so much, everyone. I see all your messages.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, thank you. So listen, she gave you some tips and some tips, some strategies there. So 4 things: your mindset, purpose, community, and action, right? Right, Alexa? So be sure that those are the things, allow them to be drivers, right? There's so much that can go into each one of those, but start simple is what I heard you say, Alexa. Just one, right? Be the audience of one. Right now, we just want to continue on, and please make sure that you connect with Alexa. Alexa, make sure that you put your information in the chat for us, please, so that individuals can reach out and become a part of the Clubhouse as well. Okay, the Clubhouse community, guys. You got to know this is a studio that she has developed in Wex. So talk about ingenuity and creativity. She is living innovation. So thank you again, Alexa. We appreciate you. Thank you. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on some smooth sounds with our entertainer, Victoria Sharpe. Victoria has a long established career providing music for events nationally, internationally, and in the virtual space. A skilled piano and vocalist with an exceptional voice, Victoria has performed for royalty, pop stars, soccer stars, screen stars, and even counts like Mark and Ronson and Justin Timberlake as fans. Earlier last year, American comedian Bill Burr enthused over Victoria's talent on his podcast after seeing one of her performances, and in Christmas of 2019, she was honored to be chosen as the entertainment for Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé, not Bubbly, but Bublé. His private party. Located in the UK, you can find Victoria online, www.victoriasharpe.com, at Victoria Sharpe Music as well, on most social media platforms. Again, that's www.victoriasharpe.com or at Victoria Sharpe Music on most social media platforms. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce and welcome Victoria Sharpe. We are so happy to have you, hailing from the United Kingdom.
You're broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter, you see, gonna walk it out. Ooh, mountains gonna walk it out. And I'll rise up, the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the winds, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and do it 1,000 times again. Oh, you. The silence isn't quiet, feels like getting hard to breathe. I know you feel like dying, promise will take the world to its feet. And ooh, mountains, ooh, mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, you. Rise up, I'll rise like the day, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. So I just wanted to say I've never played that song before in my life, but after hearing these amazing, amazing speakers and everything, I just thought that's the song I have got to play in the middle of this, but to keep that beautiful momentum that's going on, the way everybody's feeling. So literally, I've just decided to sing that song about 10 minutes ago, but I think what everybody's saying, I certainly needed to hear so much of it today as a listener, not just that, as well as a panelist. But it was just absolutely beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for everything that you've done today and done for me personally. So I want to continue. These are all strong lady songs, I think. So we've got to a bit of Lady Gaga. Mama told me when I was young, we were all born superstars. She held my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. Listen to me when I say I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you said I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. Give yourself prudence and love your friends. Subway kid, your joy is the truth. In the religion of the insecure, so be myself, respect my you. A different lover is not a sin. Believe in capital H-I-M. Hey, 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 I love my life, love this record and something in French. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. On the right track, baby, I was born this way. Hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you said on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Hey, hey, hey. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Just be a drag, just be yeah, I was born to be brave. Oh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, 'cause baby, I was born this way. I was born this way, hey, I was born this way, hey. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way, hey. I was born this way, hey. I was born this way, hey. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way, hey. I have just got one more song to sing for this, and what an amazing event it is. I'm so privileged to be a part of it. I really am. It's amazing, and thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the speakers this afternoon, but I had to, and thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. I have a little song, a little ditty too that I need to include in this one. So, and I'm going to be with you the rest of the day. Enjoy. There's no conversation, no words I could have back the postcard. No song I can sing can drive for your heart. Our dreams made out of real things. She walks the photographs, sepia tone loving. My love is the answer, at least to most of the questions in my heart. Why are we here? Where do we go? And how come it's so hard? It's not always easy. Sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always stronger when we're together. It's always strong when we're together. Oh, look at the stars when we're together. It's always strong when we're together. Yeah, we're always strong when we're together. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a part of it, and enjoy the rest of the day. And I know I certainly will. And take care. Thank you.